Welcome to Jeep Beach News and Views, a podcast about everything Jeep Beach in Daytona Beach, Florida. Here are your hosts, Charlene and Kurt from JBR.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to Jeep Beach News and Views.
We got a view today.
We have
It's
beautiful
way better
views.
than my normal views.
Of me?
Yes, way
Rob,
better
we
than you.
love you and Rudy. I see Rudy.
Listen,
Rudy, yeah,
The
Rudy's here.
JBR Rudy dog.
I think this is the first time that I've had the best view in here.
You're surrounded by beautiful.
I am surrounded by, because it's usually Rob. And,
like the thorn between all the roses.
Yeah.
And I say all the roses because we have special guests
we do
today.
have special guests.
Well, and before we introduce them, hold on one second.
What?
The reason we have these special guests today is because Songbird Music
Yes.
and Southern Fellows. We spoke with Patrick. I don't know what, a couple weeks ago now. Yeah, Rob?
It's been a couple of weeks, maybe. Yeah, a couple weeks.
We teased about the new Queens of Country, and we promised you guys, Jeep Beach Nation, that we would have some of those beautiful queens. And without further ado, we have Taylor and Tori in studio with us today. Ladies, how are you?
Good. How are y'all?
We are well. Thank you so much, Kurt. Have at it.
Look, they smile. Look, they're beautiful.
They're beautiful.
And we have to apologize because Charlene and I, as we were walking the studio today, were singing at
I
the top
totally
of our
forgot
lungs.
because we got out of the Jeep, Rob.
What were you singing?
The Promise.
The Promise.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I can't.
Is it when in
When in Rome?
I'm sorry, but I just think
It's on JBL.
Yeah.
Oh, Jethro
Yeah.
Tull?
No.
whatever.
You can't talk to Rob about anything from the 80s
I
besides
can't.
rock music.
I can't. Y'all ladies, Rob is our
yeah.
rock guy,
Yes, he
okay?
is.
And I love rock too. Do you like rock?
Yes.
You do. I'm a Southern rock girl. I'm not so much into the
He's from Syracuse, New York, so that should explain a lot. Just right off the bat.
A lot of snow, maybe the
Lot
cold
of snow.
weather. I'm
Cold
not-
weather did it. But
We're
tell us,
both-
girls.
Yeah, both excited to have you on and introduce you today to Jeep Beach Nation. It's going to be a lot of fun. And the fun thing is what Jeep Beach Nation needs to know now, because I'll remind you again at the end of the podcast, is Friday at 5 on the Charlene and Kurt Pirates and Mermaids Happy Hour. And then replay Saturday at 5,
At
Rob?
5 o'clock, too. Yep.
You will get to hear these ladies live. So we're saving that for the happy hour show, for radio show. But podcast today, we're just going to get to know you girls. Is that good?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So first and foremost, welcome to still very warm Daytona Beach, Florida, not Nashville, where it's probably already cool.
You would believe it or not, it isn't.
No,
80 degrees this last week when we left there.
really?
I don't know
The
what's
difference-
happening.
It's humid here.
Yeah.
Yes,
there.
yes, very, very humid here. And we are still, I can't believe, thank goodness that we're here. But there's another hurricane, I heard, and it's making landfall somewhere down in the Caribbean
Well,
right now.
I don't know. Well, the latest, it's going into the Gulf, and then it might turn, then it might not turn. It
It's
keeps
not going
What?
to turn
It's
in
headed.
Jesus'
It's
name.
going to Texas.
It really looks like it's going to Texas,
Yeah.
but some models have it turning back and going north, and then turning and going back
Oh,
south.
come on.
Yeah.
It
No,
really is crazy.
no.
It's going to
No.
Texas.
So we all are in agreement on right now, no more storms in
No,
Florida
no,
right
no.
now. Or on the East Coast. Let that bad boy go west, right? West of the Mississippi. Sorry, everybody over there. We love you too, but
Just stay in the ocean.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Just
Heat her out in the
Just-
ocean.
Yeah.
Out there.
Yeah,
I like that
just
thought.
dissipate out there. That's an even better solution, Taylor. I like that a lot.
I'll talk
So
to them. I'll
thank you. Speaking of which, actually, I said we were going to get to know you guys. How did Nashville fare during Hurricane Helene? Did you guys get rain out of it? Not a lot of damage? Or how did it go?
We actually weren't there.
We were on
Good.
Tour, we were up on tour in Wisconsin,
Yeah.
Okay.
and it's when it hit.
We dipped out like the day before it hit.
Smart.
Yay.
I think it kind of rained hard for about
Hey.
3 days straight.
A lot of
and
water.
A lot of wind, but that was kind of it.
Did you hear
Okay.
where they said they were?
Wisconsin.
You know what else is in Wisconsin?
We do, Kurt.
What?
Oh,
Cheese.
snap pickles.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, there's something
cheese.
else. Well, there's cheese, but there's some. That's also where Molly B is.
Oh my God, y'all. There's a whole nother thing. Molly B's polka party.
Just saying.
Okay.
Just saying.
It's a thing. This conversation came up this week.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy polka music as much as Kurt does?
If you do not, you need to watch it. I'm just telling you right now.
Kurt, you're a weird dude.
I am. Hey, you want me to tell you what's
Rob,
even weirder?
we just never know with
You know.
Kurt.
And found out that she is coming to the Villages in January.
The Villages, that would
Yeah.
make sense.
100%. I might. Okay, this could
There
be
will
interesting.
be more to come. I want to talk Nashville, not
Yes.
polka today,
right.
Kurt.
Okay, so
We'll talk about it.
give us a little background.
Yeah, and girls, either one of you start. Just Taylor, you want to start?
I can.
All right, so jump into this. Who you are, where you're from. I learned before we got on air, you guys, where you're from. So
Yes.
that's a fun story.
It is. And my story actually coming out towards this side of the states is even better.
All right, so let's hear
Let's
it.
hear it.
So, my name is Taylor Teasley. I am a country artist based in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm originally from Southern California, and I did a. Oh, I'm so sorry.
All right, a little more.
Are we good there?
Yep.
Check.
Oh, good.
All right, but I originally grew up in Southern California. On my daddy's side, my daddy's. from
She
Georgia.
says, "Daddy, y'all."
I do say daddy.
Rob just fell back in his chair because I'm a daddy and a mommy girl.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
a daddy and mommy girl all the way.
Yeah.
It won't ever be anything different.
I love that about you.
And so I, a lot of people usually grow up and they get out of the mommy and daddy thing and they kind of just,
Daddy
nope,
is daddy
not me.
forever and
Daddy
always.
is daddy.
Yeah.
And daddy, yeah. The way I said it. But my daddy's from Georgia and he grew up in a bluegrass family. They played and they toured and everything. And
Does he pick the banjo?
he does not pick the banjo, but he can play stand-up bass a little bit.
Oh,
Wow.
And,
That's awesome.
And he still has it. He had it from when he was younger, and he brought it all the way from Georgia back to California, and it sat there. And I remember when I was really little, I always was, Daddy, can you play a little bit of it? And same thing with a special guitar that I have. That was my Papa Teasley's. He was a bluegrass musician, and he had a guitar custom made for him. And
Did
it
you hear
says
that?
my last
Papa.
name. Yeah. It said Pop. Yeah, it's my Papa. That's
right.
It says Teasley on headstock.
You may be from SoCal, but you are a Southern girl.
Yes.
Look, I will say, I am a dad. I love my mommy. My mommy.
Absolutely.
We're like besties. We're best friends.
Absolutely.
I talk to her so often, as you know.
And Mama T.
Mama T.
And I love that because how come mommies turn to mama? Right?
I don't know.
Because
Yeah.
my mama actually right now, because of the hurricane, is living with us, and she's
Okay.
mama.
Yeah.
Mama Tootie. She's actually a Mama T.
Yeah.
Meant to be. It was meant
She
to
is.
be.
She is.
All right, keep going. Keep
But
going.
yeah, but,
so Papa T.
So Papa T, he had a guitar made for himself that says Teasley on the headstock, and I was always drawn to it. My daddy brought it back to California. It was passed down to him, and I always would go, Daddy, can you play the guitar? Daddy, can you play the guitar? My daddy knows about 3 to 4 chords, but that's really all you need. I'm gonna be honest,
Okay.
But I was always drawn to it, and he said, one day when you're older, you might be playing this. And I was a piano player. I played when I was 4 years old.
Let me see those fingers. Show us the fingers. Yep,
yeah.
long, slim
Yeah.
fingers.
Yep. And my parents forced me in it. And I'm gonna be honest with you,
Wasn't your thing?
no. But I grew to love it. But
Right.
eventually, when I was about 12 years old, I told my parents, I went to them and I was like, I don't want to do lessons anymore. I want to teach myself guitar. And they looked at me like, girl, did you do what you said? And I was like, no, I've always been drawn to it. I want to teach myself. I want to learn. And so
How
I sat
cool.
down and I taught myself, and I've been playing ever since.
That is
It
awesome.
led
And
to
here
a lot of
you
things.
are.
I went to college. I found myself there with my vocals because they are it took me a while to get used to my vocals. I have a bit of a rasp behind my vocal, and nobody in where I grew up really sounded like that.
That's what I
love
have.
that.
Yeah.
I have a rasp in
See,
my
there you
vocal.
go. Yeah.
We'll go
Based
with
on
that.
my Facebook
Carry
post,
on,
I'm sure.
please, Taylor.
I'm sure. We'll have to listen later on.
Oh, no, you won't.
Do a little harmony
yes,
action, maybe.
Okay, so
We amplify the make a joyful noise.
yes, we do.
Okay.
The noise part is what we amplify.
So real quick on your dad, born in
Yeah.
Georgia. Now, was he in the military? Is that how y'all got to California?
He was, yes. He
Okay.
was in the Marines.
Okay.
Okay.
Tell him
Once a
thank
Marine,
you for
always a Marine.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Our
Marine
neighbor's a
birthday's
purple.
act-
He's a
it's actually
Purple
coming up.
Heart. Yep, he's a Purple Heart Marine. So
and my nephew is
Marine.
active Marine now.
yep.
So,
So tell him thank you.
yes.
Yes.
Well, that is
Thank
so
you.
cool. Where was he stationed in California?
He was stationed in down by San Diego. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Camp Pendleton, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Very
I think that
good.
is right.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right. So, what brought you to Nashville? So, your music journey easy to fall in love with, right? To
without
fall
a
in
doubt.
love with your family
Without a
history.
doubt. Yes.
But and then you cultivated your talents and your gifts, and then Nashville. How in the world, girl, did you land in Nashville?
So, growing up, I did a lot of different music. College, did a lot of different kind of music, especially being in LA vicinity. You know, there's a lot of different genres.
Right.
But none of the genres really fit who I was. Like, I never felt connected really to what I was doing, vocally or just through my heart.
Okay.
And my daddy always was saying, he's like, oh, it's country, like, you know, country. And I was a stubborn teenager too. And I was like, no, daddy, you know, whatever. And turns out that's where I was supposed to be. And I think he knew that all along. It wasn't really until 2020, I graduated college 2019, and 2020 came about, world kind of shut down a little bit, and we were like, well, what am I supposed to do now?
Wow.
And so went online, started doing live streams. I met Southern Fellow, I met Patrick, and just met so many incredible people, and a lot of people were telling me, you know, you gotta get to Nashville, and so I played writers rounds. I played one of Patrick's writers rounds there, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And I would make trips back and forth for a few years, and eventually I made the trip out, met Miss Tori Hughes, and we hit it off, became besties basically, and made another trip out. I left there, went back to California, came back, stayed with her, and she was like, oh, you can stay with me, you know? You actually tell the story a little bit better. Will you take over?
So now everybody, Tori Hughes. So I love this. And then, so let's wrap the connection here, and then we're going to hear your story, okay?
So I had just gotten a 2-bedroom apartment in Nashville, and she was like, it was in the middle of CMA Fest was when she was going to come out. And as
We've been there, done that.
yes.
Been there, done
like
that.
$300 a night.
Yeah,
then.
plus.
Yes. And so she was like, well, I think I'll come out for like a week this time. And I was like, no, just come out for 2 weeks. You can stay with me. Like, just we'll figure it out. You know, just stay with me. And so she did. And then the whole time she was like, gosh, like I wish I could just stay longer. Like I feel like I'm not done here yet. Yeah. So 2 days before her flight, we were in the car, and she said that, and I was like, well, just cancel your flight. And
it's that easy.
If she'd been driving, we probably would have ended up in the concrete wall. She looked at me. She was like, "What?" And I said, "Just cancel your flight." And she's like, "I can't do that. Like, my whole everything about me is back home." And I was like, "Yeah, but you just said you're not done here. What do you do back home that you can't do here? Other than your family's back there, but everything else you can do here and more."
I love that.
And so I was like, "Just cancel your flight." And
I got on the phone with my daddy and my mommy, and I said, all right, because they're very, very involved in what I do. Always will be.
Absolutely.
No
Family is everything.
No matter how old I get, no matter what I do in life, they will always be involved. And I asked them, I was like, what do y'all think? And they were like, if you can make a go of it, yeah, you can stay a little bit longer. Well, a few weeks passed, and so I stayed, I played more writers rounds, I networked, and I was like, I still feel like I'm not done. I'm not supposed to leave yet. And my mom was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? She called me one day, and she was, look,
tough love. That's what mamas do.
Look, you don't want to mess with Mama T, okay?
Absolutely.
You don't want to mess with her. And so she was like, what are you doing? You can't just stay out there, not work, basically, have a job,
right.
Anything like that. And so did a couple interviews for actual jobs out there. Nothing was really working out. And about a week after that is when I finally got a residency spot playing in downtown Nashville.
Awesome.
And that allowed me to kind of.
What bar were you in? Where did you go? When you got a residency?
Taco Bell Cantina.
Yes.
Nashville.
She did not just say that. Rob, what was the one thing I said to you when we came back from Nashville, our first trip? You can go in Taco Bell and
have
still
a beer.
hear music.
Yep.
There's a good chance we may have saw you when we were there at CMA Fest.
Maybe.
Because we
I
went
was
into
obsessed with
Freebird
Taco Bell.
to get some boots.
Yeah.
Left Freebird, and I was like, I'd kill for a taco. And I mean, now you're in Nashville, you can eat anywhere, but
Right.
We wanted
Taco
Taco
Bell
Bell.
is
It was
Taco
Taco
Bell.
Bell.
we pull in there, and there was a woman playing, so it very easily could have been
I
you
mean,
playing in
I
it.
died. I was like, I am eating Taco Bell and get country music.
And I'm drinking a beer
How do
and
you-
Taco Bell.
Yeah,
I'm like,
how do you not
God,
love this
Can we get
town?
this in Florida?
It's pretty great.
How do
It
you
is
not
pretty
love
great.
Taco?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that's awesome.
So that's kind
Yes.
of what happened, and I was like, cool, I can help, pay rent. I can, make my way here in Asheville, and little by little started making connections, doing different things in town, and kind of just was able to move and unofficially move.
Very cool.
We still haven't talked about it in my family. The fact that I really haven't I moved,
but you're not moved.
Is
But
all,
yeah.
is all your stuff still in California?
Not
Pretty-
all of it. My parents will come out here once every, about 2 years or so. And
Right.
so they've brought some of my stuff out and whatnot.
Do they drive out or do they
Oh
fly?
yeah, they're road trip people. They ain't getting on a plane.
I love that. How long have you been in Nashville now?
I've been in Nashville for about 2.5 years.
Wow. So here we are, two
Here
and a
we
half
are.
years
That is
later.
awesome.
All because Miss Tori Hughes, your turn, darling.
Yeah.
Welcomed you in and said, change that flight. And here you are. So that's really, really cool. Now, are you still roommates?
We are.
Oh yeah.
I
We
love
signed-
that. That's
we signed
even
a
better.
different lease.
Yeah, we
too.
just
So
signed a
she
lease.
moved. She's
Ah.
on the lease now.
Now she,
Oh.
so she
Yeah.
technically has moved.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. And Tori, your story, sweetheart, you both are just so beautiful. Your spirits are precious and your story so unique. And I think so many up and coming new country artists or any artist for any genre, it is a journey, and it is something that you have to be willing to dedicate to, or it's not going to happen, right? I mean, it's a lot of hard work. So Tori, what is your story? Where are you from, and how did you land in Nashville?
Well, my name is Tori Hughes. I'm a country artist based out of Nashville, and I'm originally from Richmond, Virginia.
Another metropolitan, y'all. I keep saying, when I met these two young ladies, I was like, y'all, our DoorDash is here. Our DoorDash is here.
Okay. Let me go check.
Yeah, you're going to go check?
I'll go
Thank
check.
you, Rob.
All right.
All right. So,
Sure,
Food is
sure
much
you'll
more
go
important
check.
than,
Appreciate you.
y'all, G Beach Nation, Charlene, I'm got to eat, which is why I fell in love with Patrick, because he not only does country music, he cooks
knows how-
really good.
Yes.
He knows how to cook.
Yes, he does.
And I'm not going to knock Chick-fil-A because the world loves some Chick-fil-A, right?
yeah.
But Patrick, anytime you want to cook for me, baby, he is in studio. Y'all can't see him right now, but anytime you want to cook for me, my table's open.
Same. We had pot roast last night for dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Yeah.
He cooked pancakes this morning, y'all.
Oh, come on.
With the
You
bacon?
two.
Charlene.
And the
Wait,
first
whoa,
bite
whoa.
of food is
Wait
Chick-fil-A
a
for
minute.
me.
Let's back up here.
What's that?
Did you hear what he said?
What?
Did you get an invite?
I didn't.
I didn't get one either. Okay, I just
Pot
wanna,
roast,
I just
homemade.
wanted. I just wanted to make
Homemade
sure.
Patrick
okay.
pot roast.
I just want to make sure.
Anyway, but what I
The recipe
it's
is
mine.
on Southern Fellows website.
there
Yes.
you go.
Yes.
It's under my thing. It's inspired.
By Taylor T. Okay.
Okay.
There you go. Again, you guys, Southern Cal, loving some pot roast. That is as Southern as Southern gets right
Sign me
there. And Tori, you being from Richmond, I mean, that's again, a metropolitan area. It's
Yes,
not
it
your typical, I think I'm going to go do country. Now, Virginia, it's below the Mason-Dixon line. So, baby girl, you are not.
My grandma, one of them is from the mountains of Virginia.
Okay, there
So
you go.
she is from that
so
side
there
that
you
you
go.
thought.
You know.
There you go.
You know, I love that. Very good. Rob.
No food yet.
Oh, well, here, should you call them? Should
yeah, I
Aurora
guess I
call
should.
them? Should we this is serious. What should we
They're
do?
probably looking for where we're at.
That's what I'm
Did you
imagining.
did you give them the right address?
I did. And Unit 150. Here, we're
here?
going to pass the phone to Aurora if we can. And Aurora, it's the last number. Oh, I didn't. Did I open it? Can she get in it?
Just give her the thing.
Well, I can't on air, Kurt. Hey, and now he's going to do it on camera.
Well, it's like it matters.
Here.
Everybody knows our number anyway.
Here, we're going to look at it. Y'all, this is how Jeep Beach Nation
There's-
rolls. When I say this is as real gets, hello. Okay, she's in. It's the last
There you go.
recents.
There you go. Gotta get that food.
That's right.
But y'all understand that, right?
Oh,
Food?
Yes.
without a doubt.
But
Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, I love
We're
that already.
eating, right?
Food?
Yeah.
Yes, food.
Yeah, we are not pretending like we don't eat
No.
Okay.
because we eat.
Yes.
We eat. And I ordered stuff for
Okay.
us, and we don't want it to get lost
Right.
in transit. So,
Let her finish.
all right. So, Grandma from the hills of
Yes.
Virginia.
The other one's from Williamsburg, so we got the.
I love
You got
that.
it.
And
Okay.
so there you go. So there's that connection, and I love that. So talk to us about your journey.
Well, goodness gracious. Neither of my parents can sing. My dad can hold a tune if he tries, but his musical superpower is that he can tell you the name of a band, the song. He can tell you what concert he went to of theirs, on what day and what year, who opened for who, where he was,
What he was
friends,
wearing.
what he was wearing, and what friends went with him.
Honey,
He
meet
knows.
your second daddy.
Me and her dad would
Yeah,
get along
best
great.
friends.
Meet your second
Look,
daddy.
every time I meet
because
someone
that
like you,
man.
I tell my dad, I call him after and I say, I met you a new best friend.
There ain't no doubt, because
Because this one, and they laugh about me. Now, we have a radio station. We do all the things. And I'm like, yeah, I know that song.
she
No,
don't.
I don't. I can sing it.
Yeah, she
I
knows
can
the
sing it.
song.
No clue
As
what
soon
the...
as she hears it, but she, like, I can hear the first note, and I'll say, oh, that's so-and-so. And
Okay,
here-
yeah.
She, you
Not
know
me.
who that is?
I'm like, sure
Yeah,
I
I
do.
know. No, you don't. No, you don't.
That's why when people ask me, what is your music? I'm like, let me sing a song for you. Because I'll sing it for you all day long.
me
But
too.
Don't ask
the
me who
name
it
of
is.
the title and the
No.
artist, not a clue.
So you sound like my mom.
Yeah.
You sound like my dad.
There you go.
All right.
So now you have Florida
Yeah, you're
parents.
opposite.
There
All
you
right.
go.
See, now y'all are
See?
set
Look
in
at that.
Florida, so we will be
We'll be
Papa
your
K
Okay.
And Mama C.
C.
Mama C.
There you go.
Good.
We're,
Mama C.
we're
Sounds
good to
good.
go now.
We'll do it.
All right, so keep going.
All right, but so I grew up with my dad playing a lot of music and a lot of different type of music, and that was just always the thing. One of my earliest memories is singing one of my favorite songs by the Drifters in the back of his car on the way to preschool. Yep.
Which song?
Oh my gosh.
She never talked to me that way. I called it the train song because
Yes.
it goes.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I
love
love
that
you.
song.
That
there
is
you go.
great.
Okay.
I hope there's a clip of that.
Anyway,
Hey, next time you're home in Nashville, you get her to do that
Yeah.
video. Send it to us. It'll be on our podcast.
All right,
We got it.
but anyway, so I grew up with this musical. My dad was very
Love.
musical. My mom can dabble on piano. We
Okay.
have a piano, so I always dabbled on that growing up too. But let's see, when I was 7 years old, I went over to my friend's house and played Karaoke Revolution and found Taylor Swift.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Here we go. Come on, girl.
And so I was like, oh, well, I want to be Taylor Swift. Like, duh, who doesn't?
Right.
And then my older brother got a guitar. So then I was the little sister that was like, well, I want one. And so I got the Toys R Us one for Christmas. And then my dad was like, all right, if you save up money, you can buy yourself like a real guitar. So that's what I did. I did all my allowances, did anything I could to earn extra money, and I went in and I got myself a little guitar. And it just kind of started from there and kept going. And then I started writing songs. when I
Now
was in, like,
self-taught as well.
Self-taught.
Look at you two ladies.
That is amazing.
I think I took 2 guitar lessons, which I learned how to play 2 Taylor Swift songs, and that was it.
Okay, but you
it-
now you got the basics.
Yeah,
right?
I got the basics out of it. Yeah. And then I just kind of taught myself the rest of it, and
And here you are.
and here I am. Let's see, sophomore year of college, when my parents were like, all right, like it's time to start looking at colleges, like, or sophomore year of high school, my bad.
Right.
And they were like, we got to start looking at colleges. Where do you want to go? The first thing I did was colleges in Nashville, Tennessee. And I said, I'll go
That's
to that
where I
one.
wanna go.
I'll go to that one. And
So
I
where
kept-
did you go?
Belmont University.
Went to Belmont.
Ah,
Okay.
very
Good.
good.
The best thing about it was I started talking about it so much, and then my dad was like, dear, can you please take her to Nashville on spring break so she will stop talking about this place? Like, please just take her. So we went, and then my mom fell in love with the school.
See?
So then she didn't stop talking
Belmont's
about
fab.
it. So my dad went, and then during the trip, actually, that my parents were both in Nashville, we ran into Scott Borchetta, who is the owner of Big Machine, who
Yep.
Right.
is a big part of Taylor Swift's story.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And we said something to him about Belmont, and he was like, oh, 90% of my staff comes from Belmont. That is a great school. And my dad was sold the minute he said that.
I
ended up at
love
Belmont.
that. Look at that.
Well, we were blessed when we went to Nashville for.
Got to meet all of
We
them.
got to meet them, and we got to meet.
We did all the big
We-
machine parties and things of that nature.
And we did
it was a
a,
lot of fun.
We got to meet Jelly Roll, Laney Wilson, and all them.
See, I
Right
fell in
before-
love with some Laney.
Right
y'all.
before it
Oh.
shot through the roof, they had a private concert, and we were there, and it was like and we got to talk to him, after the fact, and got
Well,
to meet.
and then Craig Morgan, we
Yeah.
got to meet Craig, who
So-
is just the most authentic human being. What a beautiful soul that man is. And so just a lot of fun things, but I love that. And so you both just said, we're going to do this, and here you are, nose to the grindstone, right?
Yeah.
So now,
yeah, go ahead.
are you still playing in Nashville at any local places in Nashville, or is it more traveling now?
Honestly, at the moment, it's more traveling.
Good,
That's
good.
awesome.
We've been consistently on the road since about March.
Oh, that's awesome.
But we do play, and we play together actually a lot. That's the fun part. So we tour together, but we end up playing a lot of like duo shows together.
Oh my
Or
gosh,
writers' rounds together.
girls.
That's
so,
awesome.
and both of
Yeah.
you are songwriters as well?
Yes, that is. We love writing songs.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask.
He asked this of everybody. I know what's coming, so does Rob.
No, this is
I
what
need
I'm
a
at.
Jeep Beach song.
No,
Go ahead, Kurt.
I
tell
do
him.
need a Jeep Beach song, but
Look, we might be able to work it out for you. We wrote a little jingle for Moon Pie out in Pigeon Forge.
Hey,
We might work some out for you.
okay.
hey.
My question is the singing rounds you're talking about. What'd you call them?
The writers' round.
Writers round. So what is that?
So basically, it's where you have anywhere from 2 to 4 songwriters on stage at a time, and they one by one sing songs that they've
written originals.
Yeah.
Okay, so similar to what we did with
Yes.
Lee
Yes.
Bryce and all them.
With the-
Okay.
and a
Yep.
lot of like Southern Fellow, New Queens of Country. A lot of that is usually it's all originals,
And I
It's
love
in a writers'
that.
round format.
So
let's jump to New Queens of Country real
Yes.
quick.
Do it.
So this week, Friday,
the 8th.
yeah, is that the 8th Friday?
Yeah.
I don't even know
Yeah.
what day
Yes.
we're on. So
Yeah,
Friday the 8th.
Tomorrow,
Yeah.
Friday the
So
8th.
tomorrow the 8th. Gosh, y'all, ever since the hurricane, my days, I don't even know what's
Yeah,
up and
we
down
get
right
Yeah,
now.
we get it.
We get you.
So tomorrow the 8th, right here, and it's actually, is it Daytona address or Ormond? It's an Ormond address.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which is we're
Yeah.
Ormondites.
Okay.
That's what we call ourselves, Ormondites.
That's cute.
Yeah.
So we're really in Volusia County and Daytona, but people don't always know Ormond Beach. So we're proud Ormondites, isn't that right, baby?
Ormondites,
So
yes.
is Rob. Rob's an Ormondite.
He's my neighbor.
That's right.
And so, but tomorrow evening, and it's just going to be your originals, very intimate. You know what? Patrick had me at Bluebird. I was
Okay.
like,
Yes.
one of my most favorite venues ever, because I love the intimacy. I love the one-on-one.
Oh,
I want
yeah.
to know you. And so that's where you,
Right.
as a musician, now we get to know, a podcast and things like
Yeah.
this, know who you are, know your journey, know where you've come from. But to hear your music and what your style is and all of that, I am so looking
Yeah.
forward to that tomorrow night.
Yeah, we're excited. It's at
I'll wear my
Elite
hat tomorrow.
Music Academy.
Yes.
Yep.
Music
So-
Academy.
There's still tickets available, I believe.
Okay, still
So,
tickets
I
avail.
think there's still a
Okay.
few. There's a few.
Okay, so y'all, what are you waiting on when this drops? Get out there and get your ticket. They can find it where? Is it Southern Fellows? SouthernFellow.com, not an S on the end of fellow.
Nope.
SouthernFellow.com, because that fellow is Patrick.
Fellow.
And we are so proud of Patrick. Just to have, what he's bringing to our community is awesome. And he brought you guys to
That's
us.
awesome.
So
He's
love
one of
y'all.
my. He is one. Patrick at Southern Fellow is one of my best friends. I've known him for almost 5 years. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. To
Time,
think about.
right?
It is.
Blink.
It
It's
is.
crazy, but he's always just been there, in my corner, in your corner.
Yeah, I've known him for about 2 years now.
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
He's just himself, and I think that's
People.
it's admirable. It's because he's just who he is, and he's a kind soul, kind heart. And I
Love
think
that.
that's
the reason we're
a
going
lot.
to have more country music here, isn't it? Patrick?
That's right.
That's right.
We're going to
That's
keep
right.
doing it. Well, and like I said, I'll be front and center. I am so looking forward to tomorrow night.
Yep.
But what I'm even looking forward to more is that we get to hear your originals. We get to hear your beautiful voices. I, of course, have done some sneak peeks or listens, I should say. But I haven't heard you live. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. Anything else that you guys want to add to this? Or, you know what? I'm going to ask you to do one thing, both of you. For the young lady that wants to be the next Taylor Swift, and I'm going to say that wants to be the next Taylor Teasley, or
No,
I was like, wait a minute, I didn't get that backwards. Tori, don't mess with my head.
I want to be the next Taylor Teasley.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Or the next Tori Hughes, right?
Yes.
What is that advice? Because, it's always interesting to me to see what if you could give one massive piece of advice, what would it be? And it can be very simple. It doesn't have to be anything, major. What I'm going to say to the both of you, because we've met a lot of musicians and a lot of artists. And the one thing I'm going to say to you and anybody aspiring to be an up and coming new queen of country, stay true to yourself. Know who you are. And don't let anybody exploit that.
That's one of the biggest things. It's like kind of a saying that I do, especially I do a lot of live streams online. Talk with my fans and just perform.
I love that.
Have little, intimate live streams where it's, it's
so
just,
awesome.
Basically almost like the two of us, but there's, multiple people.
I'm going to get on that and I'm going to sing.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Keep going.
Look, I might have you on. Don't tell
keep
me
going.
Good time.
Keep going, Taylor.
But I have a saying where I say, keep being you at the end of every single live stream. And I have a t-shirt actually that I have on my website that says keep being you. Because I
love that.
I'm a very strong believer in just being who you are and also helping the next one in line kind of thing. I think that's
Pay it
forward.
I think that's very, very important. There's many artists that have made it, bigger, now, or at the next step in their career. Who have given me advice or who have been like, hey, I support you. And that means so much to me.
I love that.
Having that and having
I love that. A
support.
mentor is everything.
And having a mentor in a way. And I think that's the biggest thing is just keep being you and believe in yourself. Believe in who you want to be.
Yeah.
I love
believe
that.
in what you have.
I love
That's
that.
awesome.
You don't need it all in the world. Just what you have is enough.
I
There you
love
go.
that. Tori, you?
To add on top of that, because I 100% agree with everything Taylor just said, is honestly just take it one day at a time. Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing is looking at it, you're like a 7-year-old girl, I want to be Taylor Swift. Well, how do you get there? Just
Right.
figure out what your next step is. Just take it one step at a time because you're not going to go crawling to run and you got to start walking at some point. So just take it one day at a time and figure out what you can better the next day.
Crawl,
That's
walk,
awesome.
run. Crawl, walk, run. That is how I operate Jeep Beach. Not always. My team will say sometimes we go from a dead standstill stop to a full-blown sprint.
And sometimes it does happen like that.
And it does.
And sometimes it does.
Right.
That's for sure.
But you do have to adjust to that and you just let it happen as it happens. So take it in stride. And I love that. Ladies, you are both beautiful. I am excited. Food is here. Are we ready to have a snack?
And listen,
so ready.
anybody
Let's have
listening
a
to the
snack.
podcast today, tomorrow, when you listen to the show, these lovely women are going to be singing live.
Yes.
So we
right
get to hear them. We're excited because we haven't heard them.
We've not heard
So
them live, and
we're
I'm really excited to hear you
about
live.
the happy hour.
And we're going to be playing a lot of unreleased songs.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Here we
excited.
go.
Here we go, ladies. I love it. Thank you for joining Jeep Beach News and Views. You guys, remember to subscribe, right? Don't just download, subscribe so that you know when you meet new queens of country. Because here we
Exactly.
go. Thank you, ladies. And we'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow evening at Elite Music Academy. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Elite Music Academy starting at what time?
6.
6 o'clock, and tickets are still available at southernfellow.com, and we will see you guys there.
See you there.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.
That's a wrap on Jeep Beach News and Views. Be sure to subscribe for future automatic downloads to your favorite podcast player app. Got a comment? Or would you like to be featured on Jeep Beach News and Views? Email us at radio@jeepbeach.com. That's radio@jeepbeach.com. Until next time, keep all four on the ground and your tops down.